Howdy everyone, welcome back to another weekend episode of Cooking with Mary Sue. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everybody to hit the like and subscribe and share buttons down at the bottom. There'll be links down there to my other channels, which is SUZYQKNICKNACKS, Garden in the Delta, and Brother Claude Reflects, and a link to the website that takes you right to my book I wrote last year. The website's entitled AnimalsLiftOurSpirits.com. You can find my book on Amazon, eBay, Barnes & Noble, and iTunes. It just tells little adventures of our outside cat named Miss Kitty. You can see the real Miss Kitty on our gardening videos. She's just about always out there playing in the garden with us when we're out there. Now today, it's nice and cold again. Last few nights have been down in the mid-teens. Pretty chilly right now, but it's going to warm up in a few days to the 40s, if you call that warm. So it's good weather for soups and chilies and stews and stuff like that. Now last week I made some skillet biscuits, which would go pretty good with what I'm making today for lunch. I'm throwing together a pot of chili. Now I've done chilies before on my other videos in the past, but they're always different. Like I said before, I never do the same chili twice. I always like to experiment, make it a little different. I always make it nice and spicy for my husband, though, he likes it spicy. And he likes it any way I cook it, he'll eat it. Doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter how I cook it, he's going to like it. And today, I'm using one of the chili starter mixes I bought at BACKERMAN'S a few weeks ago. Now, a couple of videos back, I showed you some stuff I bought at a little country store up in Whiteville, Tennessee. The store is called BACKERMAN'S Country Market. We go up there about twice a year, and when I do, I stock up on things and bring things back. So we don't go up there very often. It's about a 2-hour drive from where we live now. So we go up that way when we go to visit some of his relatives that live in that area. I'll show you what I got here. As you see, I've got this BACKERMAN'S. It says Natural Complete Chili Soup Starter Mix. It has all kinds of ingredients in it. Now, I'm going to add a few little more things to it myself. That way it makes it a little more homemade. But this is just a starter mix. It gets you started. You can add some beef to it, more beans, whatever. To kind of tweak it like you like it. But if you're in a hurry, it's a good way to get all your flavors mixed together quickly. And it's very quick and easy to make. And it says to add a half pound of beef to it, but I'm going to add a whole pound because I like a lot of meat in my chili. Here we go. As you can see here, I'm going to make this in my Dutch oven, which I've never made chili in a Dutch oven, but why not? I've made a skillet before, and sometimes a crock pot or a different type of pan. But I got this Dutch oven a few months ago because I didn't have one. And when I was doing research on Dutch ovens, they come in all different prices. You can get some name high-end brands that can run $300–400. A good average one, maybe $150 to $100. But I just wanted an inexpensive one that I could use just once in a while. And I came across this one in my favorite color, red, at Walmart. And I tell you a secret, it was less than $15. And I love these handles. These handles are, they stay cool while it's cooking. They don't get hot. You can put this in the oven up to, I think, 500. But I'm using it on top of the stove today. I've already cooked my ground beef inside. I thought, why not? Cut out one step and just cook your beef in the pot you're going to make the chili. That way I have less cleanup at the end. Okay? I got my beef already cooked and drained. I didn't have to drain it too much because I usually get beef that has a lower fat content. The less fat, the less grease. I had such a little amount, all I had to do was wipe it out with a paper towel. Okay. Now I'm going to add my liquid first. This soup mix calls for 5 cups of water. Okay, that's 4. And here's one more, makes 5. Okay. Get those out of the way. Stir that up a minute. I'll put it on medium-high at the moment. I switched over to my plastic whisk. It's a good idea when you're using non-stick pans and pots and pans to don't use metal utensils. Use either wooden or plastic. And I happened to find this plastic whisk at, I think, Walmart. Yeah, Walmart for about $3. Okay. That's blending together nicely. I'm going to add the soup mix here. It says on here, besides 5 cups of water, to add 2 cups of the dry mix. Well, I measured 2 cups out, and there was only like 1 tablespoon left, so I said, might as well add it all. Like 1 tablespoon wasn't going to help me later for anything else. So I am just going to add all this in. And then bring it to a boil. This has seasoning and spices. It's got some beans in it. I'm going to add some more beans in a minute. I like a lot of beans in my chili. Ooh, that smells so good. I think everybody can see that right there. And it says to bring to a boil, which I'll turn up on high for a few minutes. And like I said, I'm going to add some more beans. You know, you can almost never have too many beans or too much meat in your chili, I think. Don't you just love these Pop Tops? I wish they made these about 40 years ago. Would have been nice. I try to buy most of my cans nowadays with Pop Top. I am putting in pinto beans. When I make chili, I either use pinto beans or chili beans, either one. The beans stuck in the bottom there. That's okay. Got all the beans out. That mixes up nice. It did not get lumpy at all. Okay. It's going to come to a boil in a few seconds, I hope. What's they saying? Watch pot never boils? Well, they're almost right. I'm going to add a little bit more chili powder. Because my husband likes it really, really spicy. Ooh, we'll add a lot more. And I'm going to add just a little bit of crushed red pepper. Not a lot, because this is very, very potent. Just a few little pieces. A little bit more. There. That's about maybe a half a teaspoon, if that much. If he wants it any hotter, he can always add some hot sauce to his bowl. On a hotness scale of 1 to 10, he likes his stuff maybe a 7 or an 8. I like mine a -1. I don't like anything spicy. I'm happy enough myself just to open a can of chili, mild chili at that. But he loves homemade chili in the wintertime. So I like making it for him whenever I can. And cornbread. He loves cornbread with his chili. So I'll have to see if I have some more cornbread out in the freezer. If not, I'll make some more today. You can find my wonderful cheesy cornbread recipe at the very beginning of my channel. My first video over a year ago was my cornbread recipe. He loved it so much, he said, why don't you put this on YouTube and share it with everybody? So I have. And that's how my channel began, with my cornbread recipe. Now this comes to a rapid boil in a few more minutes. I'm going to turn it down low, let it simmer for about 15 minutes, and then we'll be ready to have a nice bowl of chili, or he will, for lunch. It's already come to a boil. I'm turning it down to medium-low. It's got to simmer for about 15 minutes. And it says to stir frequently, which I'm doing, so it doesn't stick. I can feel it getting thicker as it simmers. This is going to be so good later. Put some in a bowl and put a bunch of shredded cheddar cheese on top before you serve it. Wow, what a meal. Hot chili and cheese. And cornbread. About 5 more minutes, I'll be ready to take this off and put the lid on, let it sit for about 10 minutes before you serve it. As I mentioned about this Dutch oven, these handles, they do stay pretty cool. I mean, they're not as hot as a pot. I can't touch them. But if you put it in the oven, they would get hot. But they're easy to cook with on the stove here. Another great way to serve this chili, besides cheese on top, is to, I often put either corn chips on top when you serve it, or these tricolor tortilla strips. These are great on chili too. It's getting a lot thicker as it cooks.
What is that smell? Smells like chili.
Did you smell that all the way to the other end of the house?
No, just to the den.
Just to the den. Well, I bet you could smell it from the other end of the house. It smells so good. Make you one of your favorite meals, a nice hot pie chili on a cold day. Doesn't
And
that look
it
good?
is cold today.
Yes, it is. Well, the high's going to be about 30. Last night was in the low teens. And it's going to be pretty cold tonight again. But I thought it's good old chili weather again. I used that chili starter mix we got at BACKERMAN'S a few weeks back. We went up there.
Okay.
It's great to have on hand if you want to throw a pot of chili together really fast. And I added some more beans to it and some beef to it. And it's coming out great. And of course I added some more crushed red pepper for you in it. And some more chili powder for you since you like yours hot. I told them on a scale of 1 to 10 you like yours about 8.
Maybe 12.
Maybe 12. I like mine -1. Okay. I'm about ready to serve you a bowl in about 5 more minutes after I pull it off and put the lid on it. And with a piece of cornbread. I know you like cornbread with it.
Well, it's almost 11. You know, that's my lunchtime.
That's your feeding time. Is that feeding time right on schedule? Well, that's a wrap today for this weekend. I used this whole little container of this BACKERMAN'S from the country market chili soup starter mix. It makes a great pie of chili. I have several other recipes from the soup mixes I bought that day too. So we'll think of what to do for next weekend. I'm not sure yet, but everybody have a great weekend. Stay warm if it's cold where you are. And we'll be seeing each other next week. God bless everyone. Bye.